Welcome back to NDTV Profit. We are now joined by the management of Tata Power to get some perspective on its latest Q4 numbers and the outlook for the company. Joining us today is Dr. Praveer Sinha, who is the CEO and Managing Director at Tata Power. Good morning, Dr. Sinha.
Good morning. Thank you for having me in your show.
Yes. So congratulations on the Q4 numbers. My first question would be, what was your perspective on how the quarter went by for the company?
Thank you. In fact, Q4 has been very good. And what we have seen is that there is huge consistency in the way the company has been operating. Its performance has been consistently improving. And this is the 18th consecutive quarter in which we have seen the growth in PAT. We continue to work on all our operational plants and operational parameters. And those get reflected in the financial results that we see every quarter. Very good foundation laid for future growth. And we expect that the speed of growth in subsequent quarters will be better than what we have seen in the earlier quarters. And many of the initiatives that we have done, whether it is the distribution in Odisha, where we have stabilized the operations and huge improvements will be seen in subsequent quarters. Similarly, the 4 gigawatt manufacturing plant for solar cells and modules. The module plant is already operational and the cell will become operational next month. So I think the benefits of all that will start coming in the subsequent quarter. Similarly, capacity addition in our renewable projects, where we have very much focused both for utility scale as well as group captive. You will see much better results with more projects getting implemented. Rooftop business is doing exceedingly well. So I think all in all, our existing as well as new businesses have started showing results. And in this year, you will start seeing the full impact of many of these new investments that we have made.
Okay. My next question is regarding margins. Now, there was a slight contraction this quarter when compared to the previous year. What could be attributed to this contraction, and what's the company's expectations or maybe a range for FY25?
So margins, we need to see more on infrastructure projects on a yearly basis rather than on a quarterly basis, because it's a question of timing of some of the investments and costs that gets incurred. So if you see on a 12-month basis, our margins have actually improved. And we constantly endeavor to see that there is a better improvement in the margins. And you would see that now that many of the businesses have stabilized, like I mentioned, Odisha and the new manufacturing, you will see the results of that will start coming in the next quarter onward. So you will only see improvement in the margins. And let's not just look at a quarterly basis, but on a 12-month basis, you would find that we are doing very good.
And what's the kind of range that the company wants to achieve for maybe FY25?
Well, we don't give any forward-looking numbers, but it will be better than what we have performed in the last year.
Okay. My next question is about the revenue mix. Now, on a year-on-year basis, there was a shift. Transmission contribution was down while there was growth seen in the renewables and generation. What's the targeted mix that the company has for the near term?
So if you see our revenue mix today, there is more revenue that comes out of transmission and distribution business, mainly in the distribution, because it is about sale of power. But what is important in power business is not the revenue, because the revenue is guided by the cost of input material, coal or gas. But it is more about the EBITDA and the PAT of the company. And in both of them, we have shown substantial improvement. Our EBITDA for the year has gone up by more than 27%. Our PAT has gone up by more than 10%, 11%. So I think what is important is about the consistency of the performance. And we have shown that consistently we have improved the performance. And that's why the company is in very solid foundation, and we keep on improving year after year.
Yes. And in terms of growth for the generation business, what's the expected growth that the company has? Would it be single digit or double digit?
Well, in generation, we are already having renewable of 4.5 gigawatt, and another 5.5 is under implementation. So we'll become 10 gigawatt virtually in next 12 to 24 months. And we will, of course, add more projects during this year. We have now taken a call that we will do more of 24/7 power supply solutions, which will be a mix of solar, wind, and storage battery. And at some stage, when our pumped hydro comes up, that will get bundled into this power. So you will see the capacity addition and growth happening more in the clean energy space, and we are very focused on that to improve our performance.
My next question is the solar utility EPC order book, currently at 13,385. What's the execution timeline of the current order book, and how much of revenue can we expect to realize in FY25?
So in FY25, we are expecting nearly 4 gigawatt of projects to be implemented. Nearly 2.5 will be third-party EPC projects, and 1.5 will be our own internal projects. And similar quantity will get implemented in the subsequent year, which primarily will be our own utility scale projects. So I think we are all geared up to do enhanced level of implementation of projects. And you will see that over the next few years, all the projects that we have in the pipeline will get implemented, and many of the new projects that we get in this year in FY25 will also get implemented in 26 and 27. So I think we have a very healthy order book. We will implement all of them and ensure that we get better margins while implementing these projects.
And what is the per megawatt revenue run rate for this solar segment?
As I mentioned to you, now we are more focused on hybrid solutions. So those are a mix of solar and wind, and solar, wind, and storage. And it also depends on the location where these projects are being set up. A project in Rajasthan will be very different in structure than what it is in Karnataka or in Gujarat or in Tamil Nadu. So I think we need to look at each one of them in terms of how efficient they are in terms of the generation cost, and how efficiently we can generate and supply to the consumers.
And what kind of order book growth, what kind of order inflows is the company seeing in Q1, and what are the expectations for FY25?
So we have a plan which we have shared in the analyst call some few months back, and that clearly brings out what is our growth plan and how we will be doing it over a period of time. And of course, we don't break it on quarter, but more on an annual basis, because many of the bids sometimes gets delayed in terms of their auctioning or their opening of the bids. So, but we are very confident that we will build a very healthy pipeline of projects during the year, considering that a huge amount of bids are expected to come in this year.
My next question is regarding the 4.3 gigawatt solar module plant that did start. What were the revenues realized from the plant itself? And is the plant currently fully commercialized, or is just a phase-wise production currently?
So the 4 gigawatt module plant is fully operational. We supplied nearly 150 megawatt of modules from the plant in the month of March. And now regularly the production is taking place and dispatches are happening. So the module plant is fully operational, and we will see in this full year the full visibility of the module production. Our cell plant will get operational next month, and we do expect it will take about 2-3 months for it to stabilize. And hopefully by September, the plant will be fully operational. So I think you will start seeing the results of this plant in this year itself and also in the subsequent years.
And in terms of percentage of the self-produced panels, how much percentage is used in the company's group captive or the order book itself?
So out of the 4 gigawatt, nearly 3 will be consumed internally for our group captive, utility scale, as well as rooftop. And about 1 gigawatt we will be selling.
And we also wanted to get an update on the Odisha Discoms. How have they been performing and what's the profitability target that the company does have?
So Odisha Discoms has been making profit right from day one, which is a big turnaround story of a public-private initiative in Odisha. It has also performed very well on all the operational and customer services parameters. And I think it has made profit. All the 4 discoms have made profit in last year also. It's about 300 odd crores. And going forward, this will further improve because many of the issues which were there regarding billing and collection have been resolved. And the full benefit will start coming from FY25 onwards.